Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
One of them hot dogs on a grill.
I didn't mean to interrupt. What? Back up. I didn't mean to interrupt. We better stitch that. Hold on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I am copying
Guess what?
that soundbite.
We have all of this recorded. You can take whatever you want to.
I'm taking that soundbite. I'm going to make that.
There is a podcast in Iowa, Farm4Profit 'twas named by they. They stirred up a banker near, then quick came an auctioneer. Making profit was their first goal, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go. These formats shook us to our core. With Farm4Fun, you will not snore. The banker set all mics to on, and the mullet of podcasts was born. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go. Before we knew, conversations grew, growing corn even said F you. So won't you join Tanner, Dave, Corey, and crew? Please like, share, review. Soon may the farmers come to bring us guests and beer and fun. One day when the recording's done, we'll take our mics and go.
Hey, listeners, you know what that means. It's time for a Farm4Fun episode. This is Tanner Winterhoff.
This is Corey Hillebo.
And this is David Whitaker.
Welcome back to the Farm4Profit Podcast. Thank you for doing all that you do to help us grow. Remember to hit that subscribe button if you're new, share it with your friends, and leave those reviews behind. Also, if you've got ideas, send them to farm4profitllc@gmail.com because that's where our content comes from, is what you want to hear.
We have a good listener review today, and it's brought to you by Outback Wraps. They help you easily connect equipment with their hydraulic hose markers, a made simple identification system, and now they have that new snake system up to 80 feet. And Tanner, we have a promo code for that, correct?
That's right. So if you use Farm4Profit on their website, outbackwrap.com, you get 20% off. And we just learned that is the biggest discount they have offered to anybody. So only Farm4Profit listeners get the 20%. That's even bigger than last year, Corey.
Yeah, it is awesome, and it's even more special because you guys might not hear him, but we got the actual Outback Wrap man in studio tonight.
Today.
So, Dave the Aussie is hanging out with us, so that'd be really cool.
So
now, what's our listener review today?
Our listener review is from Austin Bolin 3. TikTok. Corey Hillebo is great at intros. Wow.
He's just not great at reading
Not great at reading reviews.
Not great at reading reviews. Great at intros. I'll take it.
You are pretty good at reviews. Speaking of reviews, should we just do one?
A review on what?
On Corey and his intros. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we should.
Speaking of intros, there we go. How about we just do one of those?
You tripped me up, though, because I did want to say, if on the Outback, circling back to the Outback Wrap thing, watch their TikToks. Cecilia... I don't know. She's been doing that stuff with the new snake. It's awesome.
It is. That is. But no, let's get into one of Austin's favorites, a Corey Hillebo introduction.
I feel like pressure's on. You want me like beatbox or something? Today on the Farm4Fun show, we have a super fun guest that's not in the ag industry. He's a serial TikTok stitch interrupter with random facts, and in between his two accounts has reached over 5 million followers.
Hey, nobody cares. But did you know that every baseball requires about 150 yards of wool?
Wool?
Wool.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I know how that feels. So, welcome.
Were you done? You weren't done?
No.
Oh, I thought that was it.
That is exactly who we have on today. Mr. Justin from Super Hugo Grande. Am I saying that right?
Nailed it.
Nice. I wanted to say Juego.
Listen, hold on. Nobody cares. Listen, if you want to throw some baseball facts at me, I got you right now, okay?
Okay.
Did you know that King Griffey Jr. and King Griffey Sr. are the only father and son duo to ever hit back-to-back home runs in a Major League Baseball game? You do.
I knew they had played. I didn't know they had done that.
Wow. Huh. Ken Griffey was one of my favorite players growing up.
The kid. Absolutely.
Just sweet swing.
Hey, welcome to a podcast about farming.
Thank you.
To a guy whose TikTok account does nothing with farming.
But I'm a jack of all trades. I have a farming background.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
About yourself.
as you said, I've got two TikTok accounts. One's at about 3.2 million. One's at 2.8 million. I grew up in Northwest Alabama, a little small town called Cherokee. I've been active duty military for the past 16 and a half years. Active duty Air Force. I build bombs for a living. I live in Fort Walton Beach, Florida now. So there you go.
Awesome. You got a family down there with you?
I do. I should have probably brought them up. I'm going to be in trouble over that one.
That's all right. We got you.
Me and my wife, we've been married happily married for 7 years. 13 years total, but happy for 7 of them. We've got 2 sons. One's 11. His name's Bryant, and then an 8-year-old named Blake.
That's pretty cool. And I have to know, where did Super Hugo Grande come from?
ADD. Everything's completely random. Like, I don't know. I have no clue where it came from. Why do I have the middle name Danger on my profile? I have no clue, guys.
Why do you have 2 accounts?
Well, so anybody that's been around TikTok for very long knows, right? Sometimes some of your favorite creators disappear. Okay. I just had an account banned 5.5 weeks ago now. I was at 600,000 followers. It was the only account I was running with, and it got banned. I didn't know why. Well, I mean, I knew why. I made some bad decisions with that account. Okay. And it got banned. I didn't sit around and cry about it or anything. I just put my head down and I went to work. I started 2 accounts up and grew them to 5 million followers in the course of about 4 weeks.
Did you guys know that the TikTok sound where it goes, nobody's going to know, nobody's going to know, that is actually a guy that created another account. He's like, nobody's going to know that I created another account. And that's how that started.
That's what I saw.
Really?
There's a TikToker that says where all the sounds come from on TikTok and explains them all out.
Hey, listen here. Did you know that a hen can lay over 250 eggs in 1 year?
My.
A hen?
There you go.
Hen. Well, not a rooster.
It's all farming facts, I take it.
Okay.
Y'all are not going to beat me at this. Listen, did you know that a pig can orgasm for 4 hours?
What? Shouldn't he call the vet or something like that?
Isn't that
after 4 hours?
Aren't you supposed to call somebody?
Isn't that
You're supposed to
blue
call
pill?
the vet after an hour.
So
wait! I can't get over that one. I grew up on a fail to finish farm, and I didn't know that.
Now I want to be a pig.
I want to know how they figured that out.
Yeah.
Huh.
Probably in Mississippi. I don't know.
So where do you get the random facts from?
Or is that top
there's
secret?
a lot stored in my head. I did no research before I started this. I was like, I'm rolling clean off the cuff today.
Oh my!
Just people say stuff, and that's how my mind works. Like you brought something up about baseball, and I've got tons of random baseball knowledge in my head. Farming, I could go for days on animals. So
I think you need a separate account.
Listen, did you know that a duck quack doesn't echo?
What?
I don't know why, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I can see that.
We need a spoof account that just makes up random facts that aren't true. Are any of your facts true, or are you just making them up?
I have got a loyal following of fact checkers, and if I have one word off, they will let me know if I'm wrong.
They will,
but they ain't caught me riding dirty yet.
Oh, that is pretty funny. So then, when you're not making TikToks, what are you doing?
It's making bombs.
I'm active duty military, like I said. So that eats up about 40 hours out of my week. I own my own business here in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. It's a baseball and softball training facility. We do team practices. We have people with memberships. I do hitting lessons. I coach 2 baseball teams. I'm on several nonprofit boards to help people out and everything. Help mainly kids that are less privileged. So I stay pretty busy.
Yeah, no kidding. How do you have time to even make the TikToks?
I don't know. Well, it's a very simple format. I knew that when I was trying to find my niche, that I had to do something very simple, very easy, right? That could let my charisma show a little bit, and that it worked.
Wow. I mean, so that was calculated. When you started the TikTok account, you had a vision. Like I started mine. I just was out there to put things on and watch everybody else do stuff.
My first time around, I was like that. I was like, I have no clue what I'm doing. We're just going to roll the dice and see what happens. And there towards the end of my account, I was very lucky to have like some really big creators see a lot of potential in me. And they said they reached out to me and they said, here, I've got some advice for you, you know, and I'm the type, you know, if you want to give me advice, you know, and it's coming from a place of caring, I'm going to listen and probably do it if you know more than I do. So I did, and now my accounts are bigger than theirs.
So what all the military guys think of your account? Do they make fun of you because you make fun of other people?
No, not really. Everybody thinks it's pretty cool. Everybody's like real supportive. My bosses are real supportive. My chief actually follows me. He always comes in and he wants to talk about, you know, a TikTok that I did, you know, a couple days ago. If it got on his For You page. So
that's pretty cool. Why don't you reach behind you and grab the Sierra Nevada hazy little thing?
This one.
We have, that one right there. So we have beers here, thanks to Dahl Distributing again, dropping them off for us. Might be a couple repeats from a while back, but I think they're worth going over again. So what do we got, Corey?
This is the Sierra Nevada, like you said, hazy little thing. It is an IPA. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite if you're going to go into the IPA categories, just because it's pretty easy drinking. And I haven't tried it yet, but I know, I've had it. So.
All right, bottoms up.
Yep.
Dave's favorite IPAs.
Dave's face is great.
True. This is smooth.
It's a nice.
It's probably the smoothest IPA we've had. I'll give it that.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to, you know.
I'm not an IPA guy, but that's not bad at all.
Yep.
Good. That's better than it tastes like pine trees.
And I'm pretty sure you can get this nationwide.
Yep.
Yep. So.
No, another good one
Thank
from
you,
Dahl
Dahl.
Distributing. Thanks for sending those up our way. Now, the other thing that is pretty common about the TikToks that you put out is you're sitting in a vehicle. So what do you drive?
I drive a 2021 F-150, four-wheel drive. It's got a 3-inch lift on it, 33-inch tires. Of course, I've got a sound system because my kids think that's cool when we listen to Billy Joel or something. So, yeah.
How did you get that with the? No one can get a truck right now.
I mean, I know people. I'm a social butterfly. Okay,
I know facts and people.
Somebody came in earlier and they said, "Hey, do you know anybody that has a car hauler?" And one of my buddies said, "The dude knows everybody. I guarantee he knows 3 people right now and could have you a car hauler delivered in 30 minutes." And I said, "Do you want one enclosed or not enclosed?" So,
wow,
we got him hooked up.
Do you have a random fact about Ford?
No, but
a random fact about you're testing me on that one.
Yeah. Listen here, just though for a second, while you think about that, you realize that soybean production is the key to making all your crayons?
Whoa.
Huh. I wouldn't have known
Probably
that.
the oil, soybean oil.
I don't know behind these. I just have the facts.
Yeah, you're the one that does all the research.
Apparently not good enough.
I don't have a good Ford fact, but I did hear a really cool Chevrolet fact the other day.
Okay.
Right. Emery King would appreciate this one. Good friend of mine. Chevy was founded because of a disagreement over cigarettes.
What?
Yep. And I'm going to leave it at that. You'll have to go look it up. It's a pretty cool story, but check it out.
I like Emery's stuff. Yeah, that's a tornado in there.
So you said Georgia? That's where you're originally from?
No, Northwest Alabama.
Alabama. Okay, totally different. What? So you said something about farming. What's your tie to agriculture?
So I grew up right across the field from my grandparents, and my grandfather had retired from Reynolds aluminum foil company, and he grew corn, pumpkins, green beans, just about anything and everything that you could grow. And I remember, growing up, we go once a week to the farmer's market, and he had a 1992 Chevy S10 pickup truck, not a farm truck by any stretch, but it was a farm truck for him. Yeah. And we filled that thing all the way to the top of the cab in the back with corn and took it to the farmer's market. And I tell you, I really miss that guy. He was a great person, taught me a lot.
So This was sweet corn. Had to be going to the farmer's market, right?
We did sweet corn and field corn.
Okay. So is that farm ground still in the family?
We still own the property. That ground produces a lot of good crop. I mean, it really does. And probably once I get out and if I go back home, I'll probably wind up farming it myself.
That'd be cool.
Well, that's a good lead in. So once you get out, what is your goal, or what's your track for your current role in the military?
I don't know. All signs are kind of leading right now to maybe stand-up comedy. We'll see. I don't know. I'm doing a show November the 20th in St. Louis. I've had a couple really big name comedians kind of bring me into their fold, and I don't know. We're going to see where that goes. I'm going to be going and staying with a A-list comedian next weekend, and he's going to help me get my bit together and everything.
Cool.
My ADD's kicking in. Are you in your bedroom?
I am.
That's pretty sweet lighting you have over your bed. I'm just gonna say it keeps
Thank
changing
you.
colors for you listeners. It's pretty cool.
Hopefully, you don't have anybody with epilepsy. I don't want to cause anybody to be shaking in the floor.
But if you're not watching this, there's no pole and there's no mirrors.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Dave's Amazon account is going to have changing
Not that you
LEDs.
can see anyway.
Changing LED.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite comedian?
Yeah, probably cuts a little bit against the grain. I think Dave Chappelle's the GOAT.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so
Love Dave Chappelle. I've always loved Dave Chappelle. He's catching a lot of flack right now for his last Netflix special, but you know, it was regular Dave Chappelle.
But he's not the only one catching a lot of flack right now, is he?
He's not. He's not.
What's it like managing 5 million followers and then those who don't agree with you?
Comedy's very subjective, right? And you can tell a joke and not mean any offense to it. Like, and the fact of the matter is I really do when I say that, you know, I want to celebrate everybody's differences. I'm sure y'all have heard me say that many of times, right?
Yep.
I want to celebrate everybody's differences, and I want us all to laugh together. The problem is that in today's society, everybody's looking at something to get offended over. Okay, maybe I'm a little bit different. I've never been offended a day in my life. If I don't like what you have to say, I just roll on about my business and say, well, I'm not going to have anything to do with that guy. But a lot of people don't think that way anymore. So, and with comedy being very subjective, people always think that you're like taking a dig at somebody or a jab at somebody. And it's like, no, like this was intended to bring you in so we could laugh together. It was never intended to, you know, punch at you or anything. I think their favorite, you know, everybody's favorite thing to say is, you know, punching down or something. It's like, it's not what it is, you know. If I joke about, as a comedian, if I joke about everybody, right? I pick fun at everybody, expecting us all to laugh together, and I leave one or two groups out of that. To me, that's not treating them fair. You know,
Yeah.
It's like I want to include you here, but that's not how everybody sees it.
So you probably get a bunch of comments, and you got to manage all the comments. I know I commented on one of your videos, and you were at like, I don't know, less, like 600,000 people. And then you did the pizza one where you said, did you know that you can buy a pizza this size and it's better than this and it's pi r squared? And I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I stitched it. And then all of a sudden you're at 3 million. So what happened there in between where I commented at 600,000?
It was all you, Dave.
And then all of a sudden you made it to 3 million like 3 days later. I'm just saying.
I figured a few things out about TikTok. And I kind of stumbled into it, figuring it out. And of course, a great artist never reveals all their secrets.
Fair enough.
Oh, I thought it would be a great exclusive for the Farm4Profit listeners.
It would be. Maybe I'm trying to build up for a social media marketing
Class.
gig.
There you go.
But the how I jumped from 2 million to 3 million real quick is I was just about to hit 2 million followers. And I said, hey, you know what would be funny? I said, because I haven't done anything non-stitch related. And for all your listeners, a stitch is when you take somebody else's video and you cut a segment out of it, and then that video ends, and then it picks you up, and you say, you've got a beer there for you, Dave. You say,
I was so engaged in the conversation. I was like, what the?
So I hadn't done any non-stitch video. So I said, I think it would be funny, and I think it would be a big hit if I just did a regular video and said, hey, thanks for 2 million. Have fun stitching this and telling me you don't care, because that's what I always do. I always tell people, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I roll into my fun fact. And I would love to know how many times that video was stitched, it took me from 2 million to 3 million in 1 week.
Every one of us did.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Every one of us did, and we've got a bunch of listeners that did. Rockin' R Across Cattle said, when sheep's purple-headed yogurt slinger goes off, the tip of it looks like the wacky, wavy men out in front of a car dealership.
Combine Ryan said, did you know Amish women and hockey players have something in common? Both shower after 3 periods.
Oh, my God.
Night Moves said, did you know the average whale produces between 5 and 8 gallons of semen per shot?
What? Farm Guy 637 said lobsters pee out of their face.
No way.
That can't be true.
That's a true statement.
What?
Yeah, their bladders are in their head.
Ninny said that the human nose can distinguish over 1 trillion different odors.
Whoa.
That's interesting.
What'd I say? Iowa has more pigs than people, and not by a little bit. It's like, what was it? 4 times? 4 times more pigs or 7 times?
It's not even close.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
And then the inside joke is, this came from Joey Eckert. Did you know that there are actually people out there who piss without unbuttoning their pants?
That is bullshit.
So we'll ask Justin.
Ask Justin.
Justin, there's a big debate going on right now on how men use the restroom.
Okay.
Do you just undo the fly, pull the zipper down, pull it out and go, or do you unbuckle everything and go?
Why would you unbuckle everything?
I say the same thing.
God.
Yes.
Well, is it like, okay, so
You're at a urinal. Let's just say you're at a urinal.
That's right.
You just unzip. You don't have to unbuckle the whole work.
Why would you unbuckle your belt?
you know what
and
I
your
like
top
to do
button?
in some, you know what I like to do at like sporting events, just to throw everybody off.
Drop your
I
pants
do
all the way
like
down.
to unbuckle and drop everything down. And you've got tons of people flooding into the bathroom. You got one dude standing in the middle, just bare ass,
Pants at the ankles.
Yeah.
We had a group Snapchat going around about this, and they asked, okay, if you do is your fly, what do you do when you're in gym shorts? And that was my response, is the gym shorts go straight to your ankles.
What? No, because gym shorts, you can just pull one leg up and pull it to the side.
Yeah, there you go.
He's got it
Especially if
figured
your
out.
drawstrings tied, it just saves a lot of problems.
All right, so you saw, Justin, which one we grabbed next. It was the Big Grove Easy Eddie. So, Dave, why don't you tell us what we're going to drink next from Dole Distributing?
All right. So this one's got it's a hazy India Pale Ale here.
IPA.
Easy Eddie, fresh and juicy here.
So a different brewery. The first one was Sierra Nevada, or Nevada, if you live in Iowa.
Innovative.
Iowa. So juicy tropical notes of pineapple and mango that are complemented by a round body of soft bitterness. And there's bitters on the can here. This double dry hopped hazy pale.
Cheers.
Here we go.
Give it a try.
That's smooth, too, for an IPA. It's not a... No, Dave doesn't like it.
Nope, that one.
Dave doesn't like it.
I like this one better than the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the first one, but I feel like this is even smoother and fuller.
I never noticed. Big Grove underlines the O. Why do they underline the O?
What the hell is that on the front of it?
I don't know.
That's a hop.
That's a hop.
That's a
I
hop.
think.
Yeah, that's a hop.
Okay.
We'll check out the old Google machine here
Maybe
for
that-
why Big Grove under
Double dry
zero.
hopped. Double dry.
You got any beer?
Grove.
Any beer fun facts down there?
No.
No.
Well, now we got 2 pieces of homework. You got to look up Ford and you got to look up beer.
And you can do farms. We should just have you give us.
He should have just a farm account.
If you give me 5 minutes, one random fact will come flying through my head, and I'm like, oh yeah, I do have a beer fun fact.
Well, listen here. There's over 2 million farms in the United States.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
Gets smaller every day, though.
And 90% of them are small.
Can we say the one that you texted us?
Do you listen to podcasts, Justin?
I do.
So one of my favorite podcasts is the Twisted History podcast by Barstool.
Okay.
And-
Love Barstool Sports.
Yep.
Flag.
And sometimes they get a little bit raunchy, I'll use the word.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are super entertaining. Well, this week's...
Not Barstool, of course.
Right.
Not Barstool getting raunchy.
This week's was the Twisted History of Sex. So what was that fact I texted you?
In the U.S., every 39 minutes, a porno is created.
Huh.
So I texted back saying,
I've contributed to that number, guys.
every listener,
3 times.
every listener right now is Googling Justin porno to try and find that.
My response was, that seems a little long.
Yeah.
And I
39 minutes.
I responded back, said, you film for 5 and you clean for 34.
Yeah, exactly. You got to disinfect.
That's
the
where
cleanup has to be-
Super Hugo came from. Is right there. That's the porn name.
Stage name.
Super Hugo Grande.
Grande.
You got to roll the R.
Yep.
Grande.
Grande.
So does your wife ever get jealous of you for having so much attention, and she might not get it because you have 5 million people that love you so much?
No, 100% no. The reason being is because I don't. Did any of y'all follow my last account?
The one that got banned?
I didn't catch
the
the
one that
band
got
one.
banned.
So no.
Nope.
She, my thing on there was I would tell my wife jokes. So I'd always say, "Hey, Crystal, do you want to hear a joke?" And she'd always say no, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I don't care."
I think
and
I
I'd roll
did.
in.
Yep.
So, no, she is very glad to be taking a break. 100%. It was like, and that's why she'd always say, "No, not really," because she really did not want to hear a joke. Like, yeah, I don't care. You're going to listen to it anyway. I beat her into submission, and she wound up doing the videos.
Nice.
That is cool. Besides the comedy and potential career that direction, what else has TikTok kind of opened up doors for you?
I mean, we've only been a month into this. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a wild month with all the athletes and celebrities that have started following me and that reach out to me, that I now have contacts in my phone that I can pick up the phone and I can talk to an A-lister, which is mind blowing. And they'll call me, texting me every day and throwing me material. Like it's nuts. It's insane. It really is. My wife wanted to go see her favorite comedian in Pensacola for her birthday. And I said, "Hey, we've got tickets to this, but it would really, like, I would get husband of the year if somebody knows Leanne Morgan so we could get backstage and meet her." So I don't know if y'all saw all that. We wound up getting to hang out in Leanne Morgan's dressing room with Leanne Morgan for like an hour. Me and her made a TikTok. I got to hang out with Karen Mills. Like, it was just absolutely insane.
Wow.
That is cool.
And John Chris made that happen.
That's awesome.
I don't know if y'all know John. Awesome guy.
Cool.
Go look him up. He's got a couple Netflix specials and stuff. Hilarious dude.
I got to imagine that, Dave, you reached out to him at a perfect time. Like, I mean, if this is only a month into this, if things have blown up overnight, you're going to be an A-lister in no time. I mean,
Yep.
with this many followers and it's only going to go up from here. So good score, because he wouldn't. If you would reach out to him today, he probably wouldn't talk to you.
He probably wouldn't talk to me.
No. I do not turn down podcast interviews. I love doing them.
Well, that
It's
you
fun.
actually commented. So I said, "Hey Tanner, check this out," or I stitched one of yours, and I was like, "This is fantastic. You guys need to follow you." And then Tanner commented on it. He says, "Yeah, he should be on our podcast." You actually commented back, "I never turned down a podcast,"
Yep.
and that's what started it all. Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
And as you can see, I don't have a really good memory on things like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's preoccupied with all these
With
other
all the random
facts.
Right. That, and it's that's one thing that I kind of hate about the whole thing, is that so many people stitch that video like I asked them to do, and I don't have enough time to go watch all of them.
There's no way.
There's no way possible. Like, I asked, so I got assigned to my own growth strategist at TikTok, right? So I've got my own TikTok contact now, and me and him, we text and talk on the daily. I don't know if y'all do that. That's the thing. Like, once you get like to a certain, once they look at your account and see that you're blowing up so big, they'll give you basically an assistant from TikTok that's assigned to you.
Must take more than 32,000
So
followers.
where's the blue check? I'm looking right now. I don't see a blue check.
So I asked them for a verification application like a week ago, and they said your account does not qualify. And I was like, got it.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long. We'll see. If I never get a blue check, I'm cool with that. It would be something that would be really cool. It would be a dream come true to have a verified account on a social media platform. But if I don't ever get it, that's okay too. Yep. At the end of the day, like I'm going to say that I don't care about the numbers or anything, but of course numbers are a big part of it. My main goal is everybody has bad days. Everybody goes through bad life experiences. I've went through clinical depression twice in my life. And sometimes, all you need is a good laugh throughout the day. At the end of one of your shitty days when you go home and you ain't got nobody to go home to, you feel like you can't talk to anybody. My goal is to try to make somebody laugh throughout the day.
I have a friend here in studio, and he just gave me a Charlie Chaplin quote. What was that, Dave?
The Charlie Chaplin quote that we have hanging on our office wall is, "A day without laughter is a day wasted."
Facts.
So applicable.
So that
Also,
was.
did you know that if you visited a beach in Australia every day, it'd take you 29 years?
29
Really?
years?
That's a lot of freaking beaches.
Yeah. Sorry,
Bring me up on the
I hijacked.
So that was Dave. That was Dave from Outback Wraps.
Outback Wraps,
What's
Mother
up,
Bins.
G'day, mate. How are you?
What's up, mate?
So if you can't tell, he might be a little bit Australian.
Yeah.
I thought he was from the Bronx.
Obviously you're big into baseball. But were you actually a Braves fan? Were you happy with the way that World Series turned out?
So do y'all follow me on Instagram?
I don't think so.
Oh, then let me
Instagram's
tell
dead.
you this, right? So I got to go to Game 4 of the World Series. I have been a Braves fan ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, right? Got to my dream since 1992 when I was 9 years old, laying in the floor watching the Braves win the World Series, was to go to a World Series. Lifelong dream fulfilled last Saturday night. Time of my life, dream come true. Yes, always been a Braves fan.
So I got to guest speak at Iowa State University this week, and the professor that I spoke for during his class was the same situation. He, lifelong Braves fan, remembers watching, what'd you say, 94? Was it 94 or 95?
95.
95. And he almost took all the time that I was going to speak during because all he did was talk about the Braves taking the World Series.
You know what? We earned that right. We have said and watched the Braves make postseason after postseason after postseason just to be let down every year. That man needed to talk. He needed that time, brother.
I was cheering on the Braves because I remember the nostalgia of watching the 95 World Series when I was a little kid. Like Chipper Jones and I remember the tomahawk deal. Yep. And when everyone was doing that, I saw on TikTok you're not supposed to do that anymore, maybe. But
Everybody gets offended by something.
I loved it.
Listen, did you know? So let's talk about cancel culture for a minute. Do you care if we do that?
Let's do
Fire
it.
away.
Since you said that we're not supposed to do this, did you know that PETA is wanting to change the name of the bullpen because it's offensive to animals?
Did you not listen to the Beers in the Shop podcast this week?
I have not got to it yet.
So we have good friends that also record a podcast called Beers in the Shop. Go check it out. And, they were talking about that. And there's alternative names that have come up. And I wish I could remember what those are.
Arm Farm.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, guys. I'm sorry. I'll hit a hot take on that. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I love
So
it.
the arm barn, wouldn't that be offensive to people that don't have arms?
Yeah, 100%.
Or have never been to a barn?
What is wrong with bullpen? Like cows don't have feelings. I hate to tell you.
No.
Well, I think it'd be
I grew up
kick-ass.
around cows.
I think it'd be great if when the pitcher came out of the bullpen, there was a bull that let him out of the bullpen. Or he had to ride the bull out of the bullpen.
Bro, you have to hold on for 8 seconds just to have your opportunity to get on the mound.
That would change pitching.
That started
Yes, it
here.
would. Yes, it would. That would put real men back on the
That
mound.
put real men back up.
No, Nolan Ryan would come out of retirement.
Oh, hold on, just a
Sorry.
sec.
Oh,
There you go.
Go for
I
it.
got a question for you. You know what PETA stands for, don't you?
People eating tasty animals.
Yeah, correct.
Nailed it.
Those people are so divisive, man. Like there's no middle ground. You know, like some things I can. So I am not for animal abuse by any stretch of the imagination at all. But man, those people, they really take it to the next level. You know, Words are words. Words do not hurt.
We interviewed a farmer from North Carolina, and he said that he actually dated a vegetarian that didn't try to force her ideals upon him. Like, she was just if you want to eat meat, sure, fine. I'm going to be a vegetarian. I'm like, that had to be the unicorn.
Yeah.
Maybe she just didn't like meat.
Just didn't like the taste of it?
Maybe.
Do you know how you know if you meet somebody that's vegetarian?
They tell you about it?
They tell you about it within the first minute of it. That and CrossFit.
And CrossFit. Yep.
CrossFit.
That's what Dave said.
Every episode we need to bring up CrossFit.
Yeah.
But listen here. Do you know that Pennsylvania grows the most mushrooms in the United States?
Now, are we talking like mushrooms that grow on cow patties?
Let's see if we finish it.
That's
here.
what got me kicked off Snapchat.
Roughly 2.
You got to be bad if you got kicked off.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm a bad mother.
Roughly
I got a buddy
2/3.
that just had his Tinder account suspended. I was like, I don't know how you do that.
What?
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
One of them
you're
hot
fine.
dogs on a
I
grill.
didn't mean to interrupt. What? Whoa, back up. I didn't mean to interrupt. We better stitch that. Hold on. I didn't mean to interrupt. I am copying
Guess
that
what?
sound
We have
bite.
all of this recorded. You can take whatever you want to.
I'm taking that sound bite. I'm going to make that.
Roughly 2/3 of the mushrooms grown in the United States come from Pennsylvania, with California and Florida coming in second and third. There are over 300 edible species of mushrooms.
Did you know there are over 40 species of mushrooms that glow in the dark?
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know how you know this. This is crazy.
You just popped that one out of nowhere. You didn't even know I was going to talk about mushrooms.
Fact check me.
No,
I know I ain't wrong.
I'm not going to do it.
Glow in the
it
dark.
would be wasted time.
You
I'm
must
not
have been
gonna do
a
it.
straight
Over
A
40
student.
species. Do what?
Were you a straight A student? Like just memorized everything perfect?
Hell no. Listen, no, I've got ADD, right?
Yeah.
That's where all of this comes from. I've got horrible ADD. I take Adderall still to this day. But I don't know, random facts. I've always loved random facts.
I could see you like building bombs and like, listen, did you know I didn't hook your bomb up right on the bomber, but it's good to go? Or like something.
Listen, did you know that the fuse is not connected to the booster right now? Now you do.
And now you do.
It's going to be a concrete slab hitting the ground in a few minutes.
So you've brought up two things in this episode that are really true amongst a lot of our listener base. And everybody gets it, and it's so hard to talk about. Our next guest also battles ADD. And just figuring out how to work with it, how to bring that in and work it to your advantage, and then the depression, and it just, this industry is just hit from all different sides on a lot of those things that we don't have a lot of control over.
No, you don't. You don't have any control over either one of them. Both of them, especially depression is a chemical imbalance. A lot of people say, just pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Well, if you don't have the energy or the, you've got some underlying issues going on, you can't pull yourself up sometimes, and it's one thing, we're taught as men to be strong and, pardon my language, don't be a about it, right? It's okay to not be okay, right? Even the manliest men, it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to tell somebody you need some help, because when you don't talk to anybody about it, it ain't getting any better.
So you said you battled depression twice?
I have, yeah.
So what helps you, or what got you through it?
Having a good support, having good people around me. So I worked, not to take this to a dark place or anything, but I worked for an ambulance service, and I was a volunteer firefighter, and I seen some pretty bad stuff. And then when I had a cousin that was my age, we grew up together almost like brothers, right? And the day that I got called to his car accident and had to pull him out of the car, he had passed away in the car wreck. Rod, that sent me through a tunnel for a while. And then about 2 weeks after that, I was basically just floating through life at the time. And we got called to a car versus train. We got there, and it was a van, and it was a bunch of kids. Mm-hmm. And those two combined, man, it took me a while to get right again. But I finally had somebody, come pick me up one day, and it's like, get in the truck, we got to go for a ride. And we rode around and we talked for a while, and having people, I wasn't completely healed after that. I had to go talk to some, professionals and get some medicine and everything. But I'm still here.
Yeah,
You know?
and I'm glad you're telling us this. I mean, because like you said, it's okay to not be okay, and that's the biggest problem is just getting it out there. And like you said, keep it in. We're men. We don't need to do whatever. Keep it down. But
it's all across. It's everybody. But
yeah.
One thing that we've got a fantastic network and people that follow us. And then on the TikTok side, if you look up #FarmTalk, there's a network of people out there that have found friends, have found people in similar situations that aren't their next door neighbor. It's harder to approach your next door neighbor or someone that you're going to see every single day. But now they've got connections that they can call. They can talk to about really hard things that will understand. And it's just cool that this podcast has connected us to so many people through that avenue that I never even would have imagined having the opportunity to talk to, let alone the experiences like you said you're having.
We have a couple fundraisers we even did through TikTok, and we never thought that TikTok would turn into a community. But there's all kinds of subcultures on TikTok, and like what Tanner's talking about, there's a whole farm network just on TikTok. You probably see everybody.
That's one thing that I've always told everybody. If you're ever having a problem, you don't have anybody to reach out to me. Hopefully the Lord's working, at that moment, and I get to see the message immediately. But if all else fails, and you may not know me from Adam, but if you need somebody to talk to, reach out to me. I'll give you a call. We'll talk about it. I know what it's like to go through it.
That's the coolest part that I've experienced during this podcast is it gives me an excuse to reach out to people. It gives these guys an excuse to reach out to people. I never would have had a reason to even send people DMs, and sometimes you don't get a response, and that's fine. But when you do, and the friends that you make and the connections you make, and sometimes the professional opportunities that show up, it's really pretty cool.
So we've got to meet all kinds of people. Who's the coolest person? He's going to introduce another beer. Think about this, though. Who's the coolest person you've met so far in your month of 5 million?
And while you're thinking about that, grab the I hate this. We can never pronounce this right. Grab the Elysian
is how we've pronounced it last time.
The Elysian.
Elysian.
I just say
You're saying that way too confidently.
Elysian. It's like a Super Saiyan.
Elysian Contact Haze. This is another hazy IPA. Dave's certainly to love this one. Mm-hmm. The day the world stood still is when they brewed this hazy IPA. Rules were broken. A tangle chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and explosions of hop aroma.
Hop aroma. The hops are what kills me.
No.
Birds? Oh, wait.
Nope.
She's hard on the nose.
Australia says nope on that
She's
one.
hard on the nose.
Bursts of bright raspberry, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. I don't get any raspberry out of that.
Guava.
I get the guava. What do you think?
What do you eat guava every week?
No, I don't eat guava. I know what it tastes like. Did you like
It's
it?
very citrusy. Like if you take another big, if you drink it right after while the bitter's still in your mouth, if you drink it again, it kind of tastes like warm orange juice. Honestly,
I've never heard a beer described as warm orange juice.
Warm
before.
orange juice. Well, what did we have last time? What did Tony Reed call it?
Pine trees.
Like a pine tree.
Pine trees. Yep.
All right. So what
I'm
was
not big on IPA, but those three ain't bad. They say that like your taste, your palate changes about every 7 years. Maybe I'm getting into IPA. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's not bad.
They all taste good to me tonight, but I think I was just really thirsty.
I agree. After he answers Dave's question, I'm going to say why I'm thirsty. Go ahead. Ask him again, Dave.
So, who's the coolest person you got to meet through TikTok so far? Other than Farm4Profit Podcast, I mean.
Oh yeah, all three of y'all,
Yeah.
and Dave from Outback Routes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Why did I point behind me like he's like
He's like, Bryce!
There's Dave.
Wouldn't that be creepy?
Yeah, and he just pops out from that door back there. Probably me and Emery King have become pretty good friends. I don't know if y'all know who he is. He's like one of the OG goats from the internet. He did the Chevy Silverado video back in the day.
Yes.
And John Chris. Yeah, those two really cool people. They've actually become friends. So
Really?
That's kind of neat. The little subgroups.
Chevy Silverado,
Yep.
Chevy Colorado.
the Camaro, Chevy Camaro.
The Camaro.
Yeah, so these beers taste really good here, Justin. We've at the farm we've had a little bit of rash of bad luck. So Sunday we had a 4-wheel drive tractor go up in flames. So it caught fire underneath the cab and toasted, turned it into a nice toasted marshmallow.
And for listeners, 4-wheel drive, we're not talking like little tractor. We're talking like a couple hundred horse tractor.
The biggest tractor that Challenger made. Yep,
600 and some horse.
650 horse.
I was going to say big one.
Turned into a marshmallow. So that was our Sunday excitement. Then Monday I was hauling corn, and on my way back from hauling corn, I blew a steer tire on my semi tractor. And if nobody's ever blown a tire on a car, imagine it being in something that weighs 3 or 4 times the amount of weight.
Were you driving?
I was driving.
Oh my!
Yeah, that was
lucky he wasn't loaded.
I was lucky I wasn't loaded, and I was lucky there's nobody coming in the oncoming traffic because it definitely pulled me. It was driver's side, so it pulled me into the other lane, and it took me a little while to stop shaking out of that one. And then Tuesday, so we're recording this on a Thursday. So Tuesday we battled the chopper on the combine with knives being out of balance. We kept throwing knives, couldn't figure out what it was. Ended up getting that figured out, and then today we battled exhaust filter issues. So it's been a tough week on the farm for really true good days of productivity. So the beer's going down really smooth.
So we're doing a pre-trip inspection right now.
That's right, a little pre-trip. But Corey, your week hasn't been all that smooth either.
No, well, I mean, we were out for 10 days because of rain, but then while we were down, we were looking at things, and the combine was broke down. That had to go into the shop. And this frickin' John Deere strike has actually affected us directly because we couldn't get parts for 3 extra days that we were down. So that sucked.
That John Deere strike make the news down by you, Justin?
No, sir. Didn't know anything about it.
You hear about Southwest Airlines?
Nope.
They striked as well.
Wow. I wish I had your news.
I don't watch the news. And let me tell you why I don't watch the news, right? So let me get on a soapbox. Nobody tells the news anymore. They tell you how you should feel about things. They don't report the news. They tell you how you should feel about current events. Hell, I don't want you to tell me how I feel. I know how I feel. Just tell me the facts of the matter and let me figure it out for myself. You know, it's too divided. I always get mad when I watch news. So I just stopped watching the news altogether.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've become happier since doing so, guys.
I bet.
Yeah, I feel like the news that I get comes from TikTok and Twitter.
I didn't even know that there was a Delta variant because I don't watch the news until I came to somewhere and somebody's like, well, have you been tested for the Delta? I said, what are you talking about? What's this Delta? But makes me think, military-wise, how'd COVID affect you in the military? Are you still did you mandatory vaccinations and had to wear masks and save everybody? And
Yeah, so last year was one of the, and I hate to, because I know a lot of people lost their lives. Because of COVID, and have your own opinion about it if you want. But we pretty much we worked a week and we had a week off. So every week, every other week of the summer, we had the week off, and that was kind of cool because I got to spend more time with my kids and my wife than I've ever got to. So, last year was a pretty it was a very odd year for all of us, right? But it was, I don't know, it was kind of, I don't like being at work. I don't like to work. I'm ready to retire, guys. But we're still having to mask it up. It's I'm down in Florida, right? That's the only place I ever wear a mask. Florida never shut down. We kept going up here just like nothing was going on. I kept my business open. I wound up getting COVID once, right? But we plugged through. But I had to get vaccinated. Of course, the Biden administration's made all mandatory for all military members to get vaccinated. So
we need some did you know COVID facts. Did you know 75% of the CDC are not vaccinated?
I don't know how you would even know if they're factual facts.
I don't know. I heard it
Mark
somewhere on
Zuckerberg
TikTok today.
Yeah.
That's right. But I can throw this in. So are there a lot of people in your circle that eat organic or try to buy organic things? I don't really care. But did you know that less than 1% of the U.S. farmland is actually organic?
Really?
Less than 1%.
It is. You forgot listen.
Listen.
You forgot listen.
That was good.
Yeah, I don't care. Listen.
You've always got to hit the listen. Did you know? Yeah.
Oh, it'll take a little practice.
I got that from, right? The I don't care. It's kind of a throwback to. Did any of y'all watch wrestling back in the day?
Oh yeah.
The Rock, where he'll ask somebody a question. He's like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You know? And then he would talk about how great he is.
So how do you pick the ones you stitch with? Sometimes are you picking certain followers, or are you just picking random stuff that you're like, whatever, that's dumb, and then move to the next thing?
ADD.
ADD.
I was going through my For You page earlier because, you know, when you're going through, it'll show you, you know, it'll say, you know, your friend or follows you or whatever. So whenever I get somebody that follows me that I don't follow back, I always like to stop and watch, right? Like, what are these clowns doing, you know? Because it's kind of funny because, like, they think I'm funny, and I think a lot of them are, like, funnier than me. And I'll go through and I follow a lot of people. I've still got a new account, so if you look at my account, it looks like I don't follow a whole lot of people. But with it only being a month old, you know, I'm doing pretty well. But I get a lot of flack for that. People are going to complain, whatever. I don't really care.
You wouldn't have time. You wouldn't have time to follow that many.
Yeah, Corey's got a philosophy about followers to following ratios.
We talked about this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the Twitter. On the
Twitter side, that you know, a certain aspect of the number of people you follow versus those that follow you make you a credible account and worth following. So
a little bit, and then I also have a deal. Like if I click on your account, if you follow me, I'll click on your account, and if I'm not like in like 10 seconds, you're out. Or I'm not following.
You got to get drawn in right away.
But if you come back again, like maybe,
yeah,
you know.
But like,
okay,
I follow the same amount of people on Twitter as that follow me, so I'm out. Corey wouldn't follow me.
Corey doesn't.
I'm not cool enough. He wants the ratio.
Not
ratio to be. You have to be followed by more people. Like you need to be more interesting by other people than you are to.
The ratio gets you in right away.
Right away.
If I look at your account and your pinned tweet.
Yeah.
And something, maybe your last couple tweets and your profile picture or whatever, like looks like something I'm interested in. Yeah, I'm in.
I only use my Twitter account to troll celebrities.
So before TikTok, what was the social media platform that you were in? That was it.
Facebook. I sound really old by saying that, right? I didn't care anything about Instagram either, and I'm up to about 130,000 followers on it now. Just by really doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
But the Facebook, I don't know, which was kind of weird because, you know, all I'm doing is basically entertaining people that already know me, you know, so they already know that I'm stupid, right?
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Do you think Facebook Reels are going to become something? Can they beat out TikTok?
I don't think so. Corey a couple episodes ago said that TikTok's biggest flex is that all the Instagram Reels are TikToks.
100%. But think about this, right? They are promoting so I take all my TikToks and move it over to Instagram, right? And it gets shown on Instagram and Facebook. So, I mean, when you're throwing it on two platforms now, if TikTok could buy out Snapchat or something like that, right? Now we're talking, but you know, Facebook's big. You know, they're fixing to go through a name change and a branding change and everything to what Meta, I think they said.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Y'all see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fixing to go through a whole rebranding. I don't understand that, why you would do that, but they are. So.
I guess the Reels make sense because I don't get like before the Reels, like just posting a picture and all that. Like, oh, how big are you on Instagram? I don't know. I just don't post that often. I'd rather be on TikTok or Twitter.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how to manage them all. That's
YouTube's digging into TikTok format with the YouTube Shorts. So,
really?
Yep.
Do you have a YouTube account? Have you monetized that, if we can ask?
I haven't. And, you know, funny you ask about monetization. I will share information with you that I have never shared with anybody else before.
Exclusive.
Yeah, farm talk exclusive, right?
Yes.
Every bit of money that I've ever made on the platform of TikTok, I have donated it all for autism research. I haven't kept a dime of it.
Perfect.
So up until this moment right now, November the 4th, I've not kept a dime of it.
So what's the connection to the autism research?
Nothing.
That's probably a bad time to
kids,
open a beer.
You know, basically, I mean, it's just helping kids out.
That's super cool.
That's a good deal.
One of the things that I, as soon as I Googled it, I went, was when I looked up. So I do a lot of research on all these guests that we have on this podcast. And I Googled to find out if you were really Time Magazine's Person of the Year
Am I right?
for 2006.
Let's go.
And he is?
He is.
He is?
What? And you are. And you are.
Better update those LinkedIn resumes, boys.
So you, Y-O-U,
I gotcha.
in 2006, not to steal his thunder, listener, were Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
I think it's funny when people finally figure that out. They'll go look it up.
I did.
Now, if you go to Google, so you Googled me, right? So when you Googled me, that was one of the searches that it recommended, right?
Yep.
I wonder how many people have
people?
went and typed in Justin Danger Dunley, time, 2006, time, and it'll finish it out for you. So there's no telling how many people have Googled this.
It is nuts. And I have that as, so we try to prepare some notes just in case we get lost in conversation. And that was the first thing I put on the sheet because I was almost angry when I looked that up and I went, are you kidding me?
USOB.
If you go to my, I'll tell you another fun thing that I like to do to people. I like to troll people hardcore without trolling them. I like to passive aggressive troll people, right? So anytime anybody's trying to cancel me over something, I always go to my Beacons page and I put a link up, right? That, let's go Biden shirts or let's go Brandon shirts.
Yep.
Here's some of my older past comedy videos, go click on them. You'll get a big kick out of it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good
I
troll.
like the ones where somebody tries to interrupt you when you interrupted them, and then you just make another video that interrupts them again and say, "No, I was right."
Yeah, it's like sit down, Junior. What did Michael Knight say one time? Man's game, bitch.
Yes. Those are some of my favorites when it goes from somebody to you to somebody else to you again.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep. I'm probably going to use that the next time. Man's game, bitch.
Man's
And catch a community violation at the same time.
Probably.
So,
Probably.
That's why we have two accounts. We'll just build the other one at 3 million now.
Bingo.
even us sitting here in the room, I can't put my kids in anything because I get banned for child safety or whatever, child endangerment
Yeah.
or whatever.
You
the hell
did.
it
You
is.
got banned for
Like
a while.
2 or
a
3
long
times.
time. Yes, I felt like I spent all of August and September not being able to do crap.
Yep.
For the first, which is crazy that I grew to the amount that I did, because the first 3 weeks that I was trying to build the 3 million account, right? So I got to 3 million in like a month. The first 3 weeks, I only had 8 days that I could post because I was banned. I was suspended from posting because I would have stuff taken down. And even if it goes back up, it's still a strike against your account and they leave you grounded, right? But it worked out. I don't get it.
How often do you try to post?
Well, that would be giving a little bit of a secret.
That's fair.
No, I tell you, I take a little bit from everybody, and Colin Ray, not the country music singer,
That's who I was thinking. Okay. Yep.
the friendly felon, Colin Ray. He has a TikTok account. He's a verified user. He got out of prison last year. He got sent to prison for aggravated robbery or armed robbery or whatever as a very young guy. Got out of prison. And now he's doing very well for himself. I became friends with him. We talk, we text a lot and everything. Awesome guy, very down to earth, awesome guy. And one thing that really stuck with me that he said is TikTok's not about quality, it's about quantity, right? Okay. The more you post, if you post, I'll let you in on this, right? If you want me to, good videos are going to fly, okay? It doesn't matter. Hashtags don't matter. I've never used one hashtag on my account. Go back and look. Verify that one. I've never used one hashtag on my account. I do not care when I post. I posted a video this morning at 6 a.m. and it went to 2 million. I think it's probably about 1.5, almost 2 million right now. I don't know. It went over 1 million within the first 4 hours. It doesn't matter when you post. Hashtags don't matter. If it's good content, it's going to fly. There's no such thing as shadow bans. If you ain't getting views, stop sitting around whining about it. Just make better content.
Make another video. Yep.
Yeah, make better content. Make another video. Right? Because you're not going to get penalized for posting a lot of stuff. Keep posting. One of the best pieces of advice that I ever got was TikTok is all about experimenting. Experiment to see what people like to see you do, and then do it over and over and over and over again. People like to see me interrupt other people and then give them a fun fact. So guess what I started doing?
Yeah, just a couple of times.
That's all I do. Right? Because that's what's going to get you paid. That's what people, it's like you go into a Michael Bublé concert,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then he'll bust out some basketball hoops and start doing Harlem Globetrotter stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not there to see that. I want to see you sing, dog. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what people have paid the price of admission for. They want to see me do that. That's what I'm going to keep doing.
Experimenting. How do you think he found the LED lights in his bedroom?
I think his wife found those.
We've said that though all the time, that it seems like the ones that we put the most effort into go nowhere.
Nowhere.
And you just do something on the fly, and yep.
You can tell when it is rehearsed. You can tell when it's one of my biggest pet peeves in the world is these couples that prank each other, and you can tell it is staged. Oh my God! If I could go get their phone and delete it for them, I would. Right? No, it's aggravating.
What about having your own TikTok guy? So you said you got a advisor or something like that. So did the band stop once you got that guy? It's like, hey, dude, why am I banned?
No, I think really why I wound up getting him is because I cleaned up my act. I started, so every time I look at it like this, and a lot of people have criticized me for saying this, that I'm a guest in TikTok's house. Okay, if I have a guest in my house and I tell them not to wear their shoes on the carpet, and they continue to wear their shoes on the carpet, right? I'm going to get mad, and I'm probably not going to ask them to come back to my house anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with TikTok, I'm a guest in their house. That is not my platform, or anything. I've built a following, right? But it's not my social media platform. So if I want to continue to be a guest in their home, I have to play by their rules, right? Even though I don't agree sometimes, I don't sit around and fuss about it. I have signed up to come into your home. So I'm going to listen to what you have to say. So every time that I get a community guideline violation, even if I don't agree with it, I'll learn from it. Okay, what did I do here that they didn't like? So for example, you said something about your kids earlier, right? I posted a video last year of Blake, my youngest. Everybody says that he looks like the kid from Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin. So we took a lot of time with this, right? You can go to my Instagram and watch it. It's still pretty cool to watch. But we redid the scene where he's in the house for the first time and he takes the shower and he's running the comb through his hair. And he puts aftershave on and does the whole thing. And I did that with Blake. Well, it wound up getting reported and they took it down for minor safety. I didn't agree with it. I still don't agree with it, right? But that kind of let me know that they don't want a child that young and what appears to just be a towel in front of a mirror. I get it, right? And if that's the route, I don't know if that was the route they was going with it, but it seems like it was, because there was nothing else going on in that video. And I could see how you could get that you think he's only wearing a towel. He had shorts on under it, but that's not what it appeared to be. So I didn't do any more videos like that. I didn't go re-upload the video. I just threw it on my Instagram and said, hey, if anybody wants to see it, there it is. Right? So yeah, like with the I don't care. I don't really say I don't care a whole lot anymore, because every time that I would, the video would get pulled down. And sometimes they would put it back up. Sometimes they wouldn't. And I was like, obviously they don't want me to saying I don't care. Because it comes
now
off
nobody
as
cares.
Nobody cares.
Listen,
So
you see the one where he throws the balloon up in slow mo and shoots it with the bow, like just hit it perfect. I'm like, that had to take like 10 practices.
And I say all that. It's kind of tongue in cheek. I'm happy for their success. Listen, did you know that I may be starting a podcast soon? Not me starting it. I'm not. I don't know anything about it, but somebody else that has all the everything to make it happen wants me to do a podcast with them, like a sports talk podcast. So I don't know. I may dive into that here pretty soon. I don't know. I'm not trying to stretch myself too thin, though, guys.
Dave Portnoy just reached out to you last week. No,
if you
God,
do,
that would be a dream.
If you do,
listen, if Dave Portnoy is listening to this, listen, and let me look right at the camera. Look at me, Dave. I would love to come be on y'all's podcast sometime. Let's go.
And while we're talking to him,
if you get his attention, we want his attention.
Barstool has a outdoor branch, like outdoor sports or outdoor like hunting and all that. Agriculture, Barstool Ag. Let's go.
Barstool Ag.
You know what? If I ever get that contact, I will pitch y'all.
Yeah,
I got y'all.
And when you launch your podcast, let us know, because we can promote it for you too.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Dave Portnoy, call me, man. Hit your boy up.
He's in some heat. Did you see that?
No, what did he do?
He's got some allegations, some sexual allegations.
Oh, jeez.
And he did a video on it, I don't know, today or yesterday, and completely was like, I have no idea what went through it all. Like and his lawyers are telling him not to do it. And he's like, I don't know. I just gotta be truthful.
He's gotta be
know,
Dave.
this is it.
Right.
And there's 2 allegations. A reporter dug on him for 8 months and found 2 things, and it's 2 women. He's like, I know this one and I know that one. And he told the story, and he's like, there was nothing. He's like, obviously I sexed people. Obviously I do this, that. But he's like, nothing bad. It was all consensual. All that.
That's interesting that he went ahead and done it anyways, because, I've got a few people coming after me right now. And, I've reached out to some very big creators, and it started bothering me, because when somebody attacks you as a person, attacks your character, the first thing you want to do is say, no, you've got it wrong, right?
Yep.
And of course, I've got the platform I can do that, right? And every big creator that I have talked to, way bigger than me, right, has said, bro, you're not here to answer allegations. You're not here to clear up rumors. Shut up. Don't say a word about it. Don't give them your platform. And that's been one of the hardest things for me to do, is to keep my mouth shut, because they're 100% wrong. These people don't know anything about me as a person. At the end of the day, I really don't care what they think about me. It hurts for people to attack my character, but they don't know anything about me, right? The people that do know me, personally, they'll be the first to tell you, no, man, you got that one way wrong. I mean, like, if you really think about it, because I've gotten to the, you can still see what I just set down there. It's a valve stem off my kid's bike. It was bothering me in my pocket. Yeah, ADHD. There's my valve stem cover.
There's my valve stem.
What was we just
Your
talking
bathroom
about
break?
before I pulled the valve stem out? Bathroom break does sound good.
Yeah, we could do that.
That was much needed, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Tank was getting full.
All right, back. What were we talking about?
Dave Portnoy.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Hit your boy up, Dave.
Cancel culture. Everyone getting canceled. Yeah. BS.
Gotta love it. Everybody's feelings. Yeah. No, what I was saying was that, we was talking about the followers. That's one really cool thing about TikTok, is that, aside from any other social media platform, I can put a video out and it will go out worldwide within 4 hours. I posted a video this morning at I think 6 a.m. and it was all the way in Argentina and South Africa and New Zealand and Scotland in 4 hours. Right, people learning that Eddie Van Halen played the guitar solo and Michael Jackson's "Beat It." I'm not using it for anything useful, just useless knowledge.
Hey, did you know that an Australian guy once tried to sell New Zealand on eBay?
Did he really?
Yeah, seriously. You can look it up. You can stitch
Hey,
Outback
Dave.
Rap with that one.
Hey, Dave from Outback Routes.
Yeah.
Listen, did you know that the first item ever sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer?
What? No shit.
But the person that bought it actually knew that it was broken. Yep.
That just brought back a
Transparency.
whole. Remember when laser pointers were a thing? Like,
Yes,
you were in school and you had a laser pointer, like it was illegal. or-
Across the football field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking eBay and the amount of time you had to wait to place your bid. Like, my internet connection was 14 seconds. I knew that if I placed the bid, it was yes, I won.
We all remember that. You remember how long it took to pull one picture up?
Yes.
Gentlemen, you all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You all know what I'm talking about.
Come on.
That was every 38 minutes.
Oh, that couldn't have been any better.
My grandparents had cable, and they didn't pay for the extra channel.
God, I
You
thought
used
that
to
was
be able
going
to-
somewhere else.
No, you
brother.
you used to be able to get cable. Like, that was a big deal. They had the freaking 12-foot freaking panel in the yard. Like, so what do you call that?
A dish.
Yeah.
Satellite dish? Is that
Satellite
what you're
dish.
trying to say?
Yeah, but it was like the size of a truck.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they obviously didn't pay for the naughty channels, but like, at 3 a.m. you could get like a big blurry screen and see a nipple every once in a while.
Yep. Get pixelated nipples all night.
Pixelmon.
Yes. Oh, that's pretty good.
Those were the days.
I think it took
Life
them
was
like
way
10
simpler.
10 years after they quit that satellite dish to actually finally cut it down and scrap it.
I feel
It's like an ornament in the yard.
I do feel like a lot of them still stand in people's yards.
Half of
You ever been to
Montana.
Alabama? Have you ever been to Alabama? You go through Alabama and people use those for decorations now. They paint them with, they use it as art. You'll go through there and it'll have a big elephant roll tide, baby.
Roll Tide.
Have you ever been to Nebraska?
I've been to Olathe.
Listen here, nobody cares. Did you know that over 92% of the land in Nebraska is farmland?
Is it really?
Did you know
92%?
92.
that Penny from
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory is from Nebraska?
Huh. Listen, did you know that the voice of Eeyore was the same voice as Optimus Prime?
No way.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Has nothing to do with agriculture or Nebraska, but you're welcome.
Oh, Eeyore's a donkey.
I grew up watching Winnie the Pooh all the time.
Did you go trick-or-treating? Do you have kids old enough or young enough?
Yeah, they went.
Did you have to get dressed up?
I don't do that. I'm a grown ass man. I quit. Hey, I got kicked out of recess because I don't play. Right? No, I sat on the bed. I sat on the tailgate of my truck and handed candy out while they roamed the neighborhood.
This is probably not something I should admit. So we took the candy that we left on our porch. So I did walk around with the wife and the girls and went trick-or-treating, but we left a bowl on our porch. So the first kid that came by could have dumped the whole bowl in his bag, whatever it was.
Have you seen the videos?
Yes.
Yes.
The ring? Yeah.
But to their dismay, if they did that, it was all leftover parade candy from the summer.
You had them on a Ring doorbell? Yeah.
Well played, sir. Well played. I've been getting the biggest kick out of these kids on the Ring doorbells, coming through and yanking all the candy. I'm like, that man's going places. That's an entrepreneur right there.
Yep.
We live in capitalism, baby.
Yep.
Take it all.
Yep.
Take it all.
I did see one this morning, though, as I was scrolling waiting to get a load on a semi of a kid that...
Glad you said semi.
Yeah.
Man,
You were there. I know.
I
I was waiting to get
there waiting to
There
get
was a
along.
pause there. Just a
Typical
little
banker.
long for a second.
Typical banker.
That's great. Anyway,
Back to your load.
so there was a kid that actually came up, the bowl was empty, and he put 3 or 4 candy bars back in it so the next kids could have candy.
Yep.
Really?
Spread the wealth.
So way to screw that one.
Spread
up,
the
guys.
wealth.
That was a good...
That was a
Yeah,
demonstration.
he was telling a feel-good story. We're over here joking about him taking a load.
That's the way this goes.
That's what happens when you drink beer and talk about farming.
So just to give you a heads up, when we get ready to wrap up, we ask our guests all the same question. Okay. What do the most successful people that you know all have in common? So a common trait or something that you notice about the most successful people. You don't have to answer now. You can think about it. But we want to make sure our listeners remember BW Fusion. So fourth quarter 2021 is the only time you can get this promotional deal. If you sign up over 500 acres of Meltdown and the 401 microbial team in whichever form or fashion that you want, you can get one free field in the 365 program. So go to bw-fusion.com or click on the link that's at farm4profit.com and go out there and sign yourself up for a great start to the 2022 growing season. So you have to do that in the fourth quarter of 2021. Is there anything else you guys want to ask Justin?
Have you ever watched Growing Corn 2020?
I love that dude.
You watched him? Okay. We had him on the
when he comes
podcast.
on, he's like, and I know that you said, I know you're going to edit this out, and I'm okay with it. But the funniest thing when he's like, "What's up, you knuckles?" It's the funniest thing. I have followed him ever since I got on the platform back about a year ago.
You're a competitive guy, right?
Very competitive.
Okay. So our number one most downloaded episode to date, November 4th, is Tony Reed's podcast.
Growing
Oh,
corn.
I'm going to
2020.
beat him.
I'm going to beat him.
And I actually, you know what? I'm going to look this up because I don't want to say it wrong. I think it was a year ago today.
Like maybe the week. It couldn't have been a year ago. It could have.
It came out on a Monday.
You got a 1 in 7
A 1 in 7 chance.
chance of the
1 in 7.
day of the week.
While I'm doing this, did you know that there are over 914 million acres of farmland in the United States?
Mm-hmm.
You did not know that.
Dave probably did.
I read it once.
One time, committed it to memory.
I'm gonna text.
Did you
Tony
know
right now
that Bill Gates is the largest landowner in the U.S. and that Jeff Bezos is the number 2 largest landowner in the U.S.?
It's not Warren Buffett.
Nope. There's a lot of guys making plays on farmland right now.
Crap! I just fact checked it myself. It came out November 23rd. I'm off. It was in November.
But Tony Reed's still the number 1 so
Yep.
far.
He won't be long. I'm coming for you, Tony.
I'm coming for you, Tony.
You don't want this smoke, Tony. I don't think he follows me though. Like me and him need to talk about that.
He will after this podcast. Now you're
Corey's texting him right now.
Yep.
He's an awesome guy. I really enjoy when he talks, when he gets frustrated with farm equipment, or he gets frustrated with people telling him he's doing something wrong. It reminds me so much of my dad growing up that I'm like, that dude's got it. He's awesome. Love it. Love everything he does.
He's just right. I love his TikToks, but just getting to know him, the conversations, text messages, that kind of stuff. He's just all around a great guy.
Yep.
He seems like it.
Did you see
No,
his
shit,
today?
hold on.
I
Just
remember.
check this out.
No.
Hold on. Nope, this is big. This is huge.
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 You guys drank the same beer.
Did we?
that
This
was
was
the pine
better.
tree.
That was the pine tree. I knew it.
Featuring Sierra Nevada's beers.
I drank it better.
I like this.
Tony
Oh, this is
Tony
gonna be
already
great.
texted me back, laughed out loud, and then I told him to follow me on Snapchat. And he's like, because
Oh,
I have
yeah.
a new account.
Text him real quick and tell him that I said to not be blowing his grass clippings on the road because
That was a good one. That was,
Dude.
like,
yeah.
that was a great one. He made like a feel good one today about his wife and warm fuzzies, and
She's a saint.
she is a saint. I don't
I
know.
follow her too. Yeah,
Yep.
she's funny.
That is cool. All right. Do we give enough stall time for you to think about what the most successful people all have in common?
I had the answer as soon as you asked it.
Of course you would have.
The one thing that everybody that I know that is very successful in life, financially or business wise or, just people wise, is they treat everybody with respect. I don't care if they walk into a room and they're talking to the person that cleans the toilets. They talk to them. They say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. They treat them as professionals, right? They don't look down on anybody. They don't think they're bigger than anybody else. And that's one thing that I've always respected about people is, the quickest way to lose respect with me is to talk down to somebody, because we're all people. There ain't nobody more special than another person, right? So that, just treating everybody professionally and with respect and dignity, because we all deserve the same thing. I don't care. I do not care what your race is, what you identify as, what your pronouns are, who you're attracted to. I don't care about any of that. It's what's in your heart and the content of your character that makes you a good person or not. And everybody deserves love and compassion. So
I don't think we've had an answer like that yet this year.
100%.
Yeah.
We've had
That
some
is
really
great.
good answers. The last 5 podcasts have been completely different than what we normally have.
Yeah,
which
so
is-
our goal, Justin, is here at the end of the year, our last show of 2021, we have compiled all of these, and we're going to go down the list. So
this is what we repeat. Everybody gets to answer the same question.
that's pretty cool.
Tony says he's going to make the grass clippings 1 foot deep now.
He's a good dude. He seems like a really good dude. Hopefully he'll go follow me now and we can be friends.
I will tell him. I will tell him that.
that is awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time. We know that you're a busy guy. We know that you got a busy schedule, especially for doing this late at night. We had a blast. I hope you did too.
Hey, no, the pleasure's all mine. Thank y'all for asking me. It really means a lot for people to think enough of me to ask me to come on their show. And it puts hey, y'all show a lot of faith in people, right? Because I could have came on here and been a complete space cadet. So Thank y'all.
That's a good thing about a podcast. We could have just thrown that in the trash.
Exactly.
We need a new guest.
Hell, you still may.
No.
So before we close out, how can people find you if they don't already follow you?
Find me on Instagram, Justin_Danger_Nunley. And I don't know why I threw my Instagram out there first because it's not even my bigger platform. Or TikTok, same thing, Justin_Danger_Nunley or Super Hugo Grande. Right.
Awesome.
I've got 2 TikTok accounts. And you can find me on.
And November
If you
20th.
find me on one of those.
November 20th in St. Louis.
Everybody goes to St. Louis.
How are we,
PBR bar in St. Louis. It'll be my first stand-up gig.
can we buy tickets to that yet?
You can buy tickets. It's in my. If you go to one of my pages, you can go to my. Click the link in my bio, and you can buy tickets. Make sure you go check out the Let's Go Brandon T-shirts. Make sure y'all don't forget about going to that link. It's always fun.
LGB.
That's awesome.
Well, we need tickets to this event, so we need you to hook us up so that we'll pay, but we'll, get us front row.
I got you.
I'd like to come.
No, I got you.
That would be fun.
Where are y'all at? I didn't even ask this.
We're Central Iowa.
Iowa. How far are y'all from St. Louis?
It's about 6 hours.
Is it?
It's about a 6
That'd
hour
be pretty
drive.
cool to meet y'all. If y'all drive 6 hours, you ain't paying for nothing. That's on me, homie.
Deal.
I just drove 8 to get here today.
That's
I'm not
Dave.
getting shit.
Damn,
I
I
guess
thought
I'm getting a few
Australia was
beers.
further than that.
I thought Australia was
South Dakota.
That's
South
funny.
Dakota. I've always wanted to go up there and see Rushmore.
Oh, that's good.
Come
you
on
got
up, mate.
to.
We'll look after you.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Yep.
You got a cot I can sleep on?
Oh shit, yeah.
Oh, the guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Future guest of the show, your governor.
Seriously, you're like, come on up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Awesome. Well, let's see
So,
if Corey.
give me some music.
You gotta turn me on. All right.
All right. I do want to say one thing. Justin, thank you for your service to our country. And also,
Thank y'all for y'all's support.
Crack a Doll Distributing beer. You deserve it.
Listen, did you know we thank you for being on the podcast?
Thank y'all for having me.
Intro music recorded by Tyler Rickton and the High Bank Boys. Commentary added by Elena Montemagni. And credit to bensound.com for music.